lot of already hooked me. Allah said, I help you from ways you don't even know. And that's why we're here now. Because we're getting help from ways, some of it we know, but a lot of it, we have no idea. So Larry Moe and Curly Joe, tragic clowns. This is, I don't know, they call it in literature, tragic comedy and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a tragedy, but it's funny and so ridiculous. It's like the stuff you read in the white folks' history, Oedipus complex and stuff like that. Them plays they have, the white folks. Mm-hmm. This is the S-H-I-T, this stuff is. Tell the truth. This that, no, we don't do that in the Negro neighborhood. We're Negroid. Abdul Malik Pimp snapping his fingers. He read this doggone dumb book by Iceberg Slim. Them niggas they wasn't big. You know, my friend, I had Fillmore Slim and all of them. I don't know if you ever saw him on
I haven't seen
TV.
it
Fillmore Slim was 84. Now, he wasn't a good friend of mine, but I knew him. He was over in San Francisco, Fillmore Slim. So we was at the halfway house at the same time in Oakland too. But last time I saw him, he had some lavender bluish looking stuff on him. And he was 84 years old. I said, boy, and he was still, you know, with the books that they sell, some of the crews of that era, they don't, financially they're doing better. They're doing a whole lot better than they was doing pimping. Anyway, the last thing, when Abdul Malik, he would snap his finger and point, and the poor girl would jump. I said, you know, I didn't like that. I just, why would you do that to a human being? You know, I ain't did nothing. I said, I just, okay, forget it. You know, denying it, I'm looking right at it, you know. And they wonder why would people be leaning in my direction. I'm not going to be talking about Baba Bloom and the Disappearing Act. Half white trap never worked out. See, they figured since I was dark, they always had these half-white women, and they figured that would be the honey trap for me. They did it in South Africa, they did it up at Berkeley. They just knew, you know, being who I was, but they saw some of the pictures of, they never saw pictures of Miss Mary then. Miss Mary was blacker than this. I don't know if I ever showed y'all. Miss Mary was blacker than this thing. She was blacker than it. This is real black. But she had this on. That ain't nothing. That's semi-black. That girl was black. You ever showed you? Miss Mary was sharp. She was older than I was, but she, you know. So I wasn't a Negro. They only would remember the light-skinned looking women. But I had all of my friends was medium colored Negro. They was nice. See, the other thing is, I had girlfriends that we were not sexual partners. And people weren't used to that. So, like I tell all my homegirls, I said, and I tell them slick niggas too, I said, okay, y'all can go together, but you know, there ain't gonna be no pimping. These is my friend. I can hold be a nigga friend. Bitch, pimp them bitches. I said, nigga, if I catch y'all, I don't want, because East Oakland, like I was a mayor, like, I said, I don't want you West Oakland niggas and North Oakland niggas out here. Some of them I just banned from the area. Not banned, you know, like you got a ban, but you know, like, hey man, I don't want you out here messing around. These is my friends. And see, like I would take my friends out if Temptations was gonna be in town or something. I'd take them out on weekends, and they'd pull up in them big cars, and they would tell us, they said, we felt like movie stars. Well, see, I wanted to bring them along. I wasn't going to be just, you know, when people get big, they want to leave everybody behind. And they do most of the time. And then they go get people from somewhere else. Shoot, I had my homegirls, we come up together, you're going to ride with me. I ain't leaving you behind. That's just the way I was. It worked out fine. Okay, let me see. Tar baby stepfather, I already talked about that. Circus as the Masjid turns. Boy, that was open. Once I tricked, when we had that big assault in Oakland, I made a flyer. I said to come to that day, we're going to have popcorn, Cracker Jacks, and everything, you know. And that's the day Mukhtar and them came, and the police and everybody. The police just drive by, took a picture, and left. And all the niggas was there, and all the Arabs that was working for the police. And the police blocked off the street so the Negroes could run away. Yeah, they blocked it off so they could get away. Not so they wasn't running after them to catch them. So the people that came, pulling guns and all that, and they thought that would affect us. Absolutely not. So now this is just saying I'm not that. It says, I am a real hero in this drama. You know. So you got to figure out what's going on. Past hero, present hero, and future hero. Yeah, because that's what people need. They need heroes. And heroes do certain things. Heroes don't do what they do. They do what we've been doing. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be a nice place to live on earth. Because what's our goal? To fix it. And it's okay. You know, remember, and nobody else wants to do that, but if we're going to have a utopia, which means good place, right? Can you imagine the children are so depressed now? This is the first generation where the young people are not hopeful and optimistic. Because they got debt. Imagine you start your life off in the hole. You got to dig yourself out of the hole before you can see any light. This is ridiculous. That's not the way life should be, right? And they're not doing it, not only are they not doing anything about it, they're doing worse. The closer we get to wherever we're going, they're making it worse. Yeah. It's getting more debt. The suicide rate when young people are killing themselves is because they don't have no, hey man, there's something wrong. Is something wrong with America. And since we're here, we might as well work to fix it. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that's what we're working toward. We're working toward fixing this. We ain't working toward getting a new car, a new house. We don't need it. We don't need it. We didn't have all of that. We didn't have more money than you have probably will ever get. And we gave that away or used it properly. So, if you think that this shenanigans the system is doing is going to have an effect on, I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not. And all of what we talked about today, when we get in a position to help, we're going to try to help all of those people. Because they're not helping themselves. And they don't believe it's possible. America is a tragedy right now. It's tragic. It's tragic. Everything is really tragic. You know. to start off young people with no hope for the future. I look at that little white lady from Sweden, whatever she's from, Greta Thunberg. You know, I give them a lot of credit because but we gonna get with them because see, they say, hey, we're not putting up with this, right? So we're not out of step. We're getting older, but we're getting more in step with the young people. So when it's all said and done, it'll be a combination of us old, hopeful, expectant, optimistic people working with the young, optimistic. You can't lose, might as well give it a try, people. Yeah. That's the way we got it figured out. Now, in closing, we're going to repeat this lecture to Tuesday. And because we'll have it better structured and organized, we just jumped up and ran over here with... So anyway, are there any questions or any comments about anything?
No, there's no questions.
No. No questions?
No.
Okay, no comments, then we thank y'all all very much. And for better rendition, a clearer rendition, more structured, more focused, then visit with us Tuesday evening around 6 o'clock at DC time, and we'll roll right through it. Thank you very much. I didn't get down here time enough to heat up.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I didn't turn it off.
Huh?
Somebody, Ali Mukhtar basically asked a question.
Right.
What's your big plan again? What's your big plan again? So that was a question.
Okay, what's my big plan?
Yeah, that was a question.
Okay. What's our big plan right now? Okay, let's see. First we have, should have a short-range plan, that means for the next year or so. And then long-range plan, which is protracted and is out there. Our big long-range plan is to make the world a good place, utopia. That's our goal. That's where we're headed, inshallah. Short-range plan, for now, is mobilize this whole area to rebuild our community, to reestablish the Imam Tufel Strategic Command Center, to functionalize everything that we have here, to remodel everything we have here, to the first stages of say for the next year, we'll be focused on institutionalizing what we already have. And that's what the next year is about. And getting prepared for all the upcoming events. We'll have more programs for March, April, and then the Eid, you know. And by the time the Eid come along, we want to have really made an impact in this area. That's what we're working on right now. So, yeah. What's the goal? Utopia, good place. Not dystopia. Right now we have dystopia. It's just messed up. Utopia, good place. Okay, in the meantime, it's a privilege and an honor to work toward that. So if you want to ask us, how do we feel about where we are now? We feel very good that we're moving toward heading in that direction. All right. So is there anything else that's not a crackpotism? There's nothing else.
It's another crackpot question.
It's a crackpot question.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let it go. We don't have time to be bothered with crackpot questions. I will say this. We have learned over the decades to appreciate the good and the benefits in everybody. And if you don't think you have benefits, we're going to manipulate the environment so that we get some good out of you. Yeah, you're not going to be here just to do dumb stuff. You will be manipulated. Like right now, if you've been involved in certain dumb stuff, that means you can get ready to go through the white man's courts and be made a fool of, because you've already been made a fool out of. You're the Larry Moles, Curly Joes, and Andrew H. Browns. Because remember, we've been doing this so long that longevity means that you can forecast up weeks, months, years, decades, man. And if what you heard today was not enough to give you some understanding, the other thing is, if this stuff don't touch your brain or your heart anywhere, you're a lost cause. You're a lost cause. You're not good to anybody. You're a lost cause. You know, nobody want to deal with a lost cause, but you're not good for boss man. You're not good for the Negro. That's what they used to say, good for nothing. This person is good for nothing. They ain't good for nothing. Can you imagine that if you take people that say, hold your hand and try to walk you through, if you got two groups of people, one group of people tell you, you're a dummy, you're an idiot, you're ugly. Like for instance, if you're a girl and they didn't abuse you so much that you beat up all the pretty girls, the high yellow girls. You beat them up. Any of your names, Akia, hey, that's like, you can't beat the pretty off of them. You can't beat it. If people think they're pretty, they're not going to think you're pretty too, just because you beat them up. They're going to think that you're going to look uglier. See, if a person is not fit the beauty scale, physical beauty scale, if you don't fit it, you don't fit it. That's the way it is. Ain't nothing I can do that. But you can have beauty in your heart. It makes you look better on the outside. You can have beautiful character. It makes you better on the outside. That people recognize that person has good character. It don't make no difference how you look. You can't do nothing about how you look. Not a whole lot. But if you ugly on the outside and ugly on the inside, you're ugly. Ugly, as they used to call it. You ugly. That's bad, bad, bad. So I'm not going to ride with y'all on that. I'm not, hey man, Aladdin hooked me up. I'm going to just tell you the truth if you want to know. Aladdin hooked me up. You can say yes or no. It don't make no difference. It makes no difference. I know what other people have been experiencing, I know what I experienced, and I know what, so I don't know what to tell you. But Imam Musa is happy, healthy, and inspired. Happy about the past because we contributed something. And hopeful about the future. We're hopeful. We'll pull it off. And we want to make a world where even ugly people can be happy. Yeah. I mean, ugly in the heart. That's going to take a lot of work. Because, see, if you're ugly on the outside, and remember the temptation says beauty is only skin deep. Yeah. But ugly is to the bone. That means not a physical ugly. Because beauty's only skin deep, ugly's only skin deep, right? But real ugliness is to the bone. Good God. Anyway. So I don't know what to say, except we love everybody and we're going to do what we can. I don't know what to say. All I can say is you should try some of the stuff we're talking about. Just try it. Hey, man, if you ain't never been happy, get happy. You can do stuff. Hey, I don't know what to say. I'll close with this. Utopia exists outside, but it takes a long time to produce it outside. But utopia exists inside, and that's the first place you got to work on, internally. You got to work on your heart. You can't produce no utopia externally if you don't have it internally. If you're always talking about helping and loving people, it's good to do that, and especially if you mean it. I know a lot of people, they used to the Sharptons and them other old funny talking lawyers and Negro. They're not serious, but there's people that really mean what they say. You get with me, we'll try to help you on that. Otherwise, do whatever you want to do. But we're not going with you. We ain't riding with you on the ugly trail. The cowboys call it the owl hoop trail. When somebody went bad, they said so-and-so, he's riding the owl hoop trail. Boy, the owl hoop trail was pretty bad. So I'm not riding the owl hoop trail with y'all. Hey, man. Thank you very much. As-salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.